right now. What is up? What is up? Civitai Twitch channel. Happy Friday. Welcome to a Civitai guest creator session. We have a dope one for you today. My man right here, Yvann.Mp4. I hope you guys know who this is. If you do not know who Yvann is, well, you are going to learn today because we're going to go through some compositing and automation in ComfyUI and Animate Diff. If you follow this man's social media, he makes some dope stuff and he has a style all of his own, and it is definitely professional and high quality. Man, guys, some housekeeping in the chat on Twitch, pinned to the top, is a workflow that Yvann prepared for you guys for today that he's going to go through, that you guys can go ahead and download if you want to follow along, or go ahead and download if you would like to tackle it and, you know, try to do your thing after the stream, after he goes through everything. But with that being said, I want this man to have as much time as possible. So let's get into this. Yvann, why don't you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Sure. So yeah, thanks for all the kind words. So my name is Yvann, like you said. I'm on France. I live in France. Right now I'm 18 years old and I study computer science and of course AI animation on my side. Also I work for the moment with a company called Mago, with a Station F for the startup, and we build also like AI animation tool specific for AI animation. So maybe we think we'll talk about this later if you follow me on my social media. Yeah, that's it. And for the workflow, we're gonna have two different workflows. The first one is for like composition and masking, like having a bit of creativity and AI handle over our video. And for the second pass of the workflow, with just right here, we're gonna go with a SDXL still transfer. So like with the output of the first pass, we are gonna have a result with different color, different style. And with the second pass, we can like make all coherence and make our own style for all the different assets that we bring from the first workflow. And the second workflow is based on the amazing workflow of Simon Lee. I put all his link here. So I just add some feature to it and yeah.
Awesome. Let me pull up your screen. Boom. So now they are seeing the workflow. Why don't you walk us through this and tell us what is going on?
Yeah, okay. So it's a basic workflow. I add, during the stream, I'm gonna add some more nodes so we can like make it together. For this basic workflow, right here, we have our custom output folder path. So it will be the first step. It's just for you to keep your AI project organized, because as we see and how we use AI, we always have all our outputs into the ComfyUI folder and the output. But when we want to like work with different assets like 3D or with other people, having all of the tests being directly into ComfyUI is not really useful and professional, I guess. So yeah, so this group permit to like put your own path like anywhere on your PC, like for me, Yvann, desktop, Civitai. And you can like make a subfolder for it. So I have a big folder for all my render of the project of the Civitai stream, and a first pass for the first workflow. We're gonna have a second, like the same node for the second pass, where we have a different subfolder. Yeah, now we can see the full pass. Okay, so yeah, sounds great for the moment.
Awesome.
Okay. If you install the workflow, like do it right now, you may gonna have issue with the nodes because we have two nodes that don't come directly from the install Missy custom node that we have here. So maybe we need to directly install it manually. So the two nodes that is concerned about that is Gear and ComfyUI Easy Use. Gear is the one for all this stuff. Like, no, not this one. Gear is for all kind of operation on your directory, like iterate on your directory, select different image from a path, and things like that. And ComfyUI Easy Use is basically just for like showing text, but basically just make some operation simple, like it said on the name. Oh yeah. Now, so the workflow. We can try to do just a basic run, so you can see, and if you have question, just tell me. So what I have as input, I have a basic video that I record. I do like I have like two ends and just like black screen to have some kind of green screen, but I don't have it at the moment, so I put it like that. And what it's gonna do for beginning, it just I'm just gonna lower the go through the position where we are at the end, because at the beginning we see nothing. Actually, the video is not directly updated because we have external node as input, and I don't figure it out another way to have the preview and also have like global variable that we can use here. So we just don't have directly the good preview. So if we launch, we're gonna have the loader, obviously. And right here, we're gonna like remove the background. So just for have it clean. And it could be better for ControlNet because we don't send him a bunch of stuff, just the one that we want. So basically the ends. We're gonna see, yeah, right here, work perfectly. Actually, I tried for the beginning working with like DaVinci After Effects with really great. But for some video, do it directly in ComfyUI have given me like, you don't have to do it manually. And when we do it manually in DaVinci After Effects, we can do like error and missing something. But AI just remove it right. So I'm happy with that.
That's really good.
Okay. So of group, because we're gonna look at them after, because for the moment it's quite like different and a little bit complicated. So we're gonna see just after we go through the basic setup. And also I have some kind of tip that I can share you. It's like for bypass group easily. Like I don't know if anyone have this thing. Books, do you know that? Like just toggle with the group right here.
Oh my God, I didn't know they put a button in there. I've put the bypass group, like the nodes inside where you click where you turn the button on and off. When did they add that?
It's like hidden in the feature of a reg tree. You know, the custom node. RG. I don't know how to spell it. It's RG, like that. I'm gonna show you. And yeah, it's really cool. Like it was really hidden on the setting. I can show you where you can activate it. If you have the reg tree custom node, so it works. I know I don't word it correctly, like that. Okay. With the reg tree custom node, you can just go to your settings, and you're gonna have a big button, reg tree ComfyUI, like that. And when you go in here, you're gonna have a show fast toggle in group header. So if you just activate it, you can like select if you want to mute your group or bypass or to.
Why isn't that should just be like a standard feature, right? Shouldn't that just be like a thing that's in it?
Yeah, I was really happy to find that like it's a small change, but the amount of time in the workflow is so much cleaner with that.
Agreed. That man, we could end the stream right there, and I've already gotten everything I need for today.
And that's why I have another thing that I found today. It's a new custom node. It just you know when you like want to edit like add some node, and after that you want to organize it quick. Do like a group node, you have to edit the name. After that, you like either resize it manually or do a feed group to node. But some guy, I have to like remember the GitHub. I'm gonna get it. But what it does is like really make all the things quicker. Like if I just remove the group, it's a feature. If I remove the group and I have all my node, if I select it and press Ctrl G, we have like directly a group that fits the node. You don't have to click to some button, and we can also like double click on some name and add the name directly without having like to right click, edit group, title, rename.
Bro, why? I literally went through and cleaned up one of my workflows last night, and the whole thing was just like select all the nodes, right click, create group for nodes, and then right click and change the title, and right click and change the color. Hey, Yvann, real quick, roughly how much VRAM usage would you say this workflow is when it's running? Like what have you looked at how much VRAM you use?
Yeah, so for the first workflow, it's really low because it only uses like LCM, and I do it with 8-step. So this one, I guess you can run it like easily with medium VRAM because it's basic. It only like the grow mask with blur or this one to take some space, like on the RAM also. So if even this workflow don't work with your VRAM, you can I add a group for you to have an input manual mask. So if this process automatic prompt masking that I'm gonna show later take too much VRAM or RAM, you can just add your input and either choose this one or this one. So this one is low, yeah.
So right now, what's happening here, up to what we've done so far, is it's automatically removing the background from the arms, and then it's segmenting one of the arms. You're growing the mask and you're blurring it so the edges aren't so sharp and fine, and then the IP adapter is being applied to that one arm. Right? That's everything that's happening so far?
Yeah, for the moment, yes. Yeah, thanks for the recap.
Yeah, I'll do that just so everyone can, just to make sure everyone knows where we're at.
Sure, and just for finish with the group, so this is a Comfy node, ComfyUI LG node. I'm gonna put it here for rename fast and having group directly fits. So yeah, big shout out to this man. Great.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So now that we launch a basic setup, we can look at the mask part because I think the loader it's basic for the loader. I can go through it, but just loading the checkpoint via LoRa. Yeah.
So I have a question real quick. The video that's in the input manual mask node right now, the mask of the hand on the right, how are you telling it to do the right arm, or is it automatically choosing one of them? Because it's removing the background, but then how's it selecting which one to mask?
Yeah. So the one that we saw here, I do it on DaVinci. Because it's complex, but if you can do it automatically, but it's worked great for me. I'm gonna show you use the automatic. You can use this group with the other prompt masking for have one arm because that's what we want to do. So how it works is really simple. You load your model. It's model for segmentation and masking. And you just have to add a prompt. I don't know if some people use it because I don't see a lot, but it's really great. Just prompting a normal prompt for the AI and just telling what you want to mask. So what part do you want to have in white because it's the part that you're gonna modify. So if I'm just gonna let it with the right arm, and if I just connect now the mask here, because why we
Okay.
have an input manual and an automatic is because I just put a note right here, because if I don't, if I'm not clear, you can see it here. You can basically choose. So if you're not happy with the automatic prompt masking, you can choose this one. And for choosing this one, you just have to connect the output mask right here. And if you prefer this one, you can just do it like that.
That's sick, man. That's dope. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know there was I didn't know that grounding Dino Sam node. So there's so much in Comfy, man. There's so much. But that's really cool. I like that. And it's
Yeah,
really good for people that don't have the experience rotoscoping and doing the masking and stuff like that.
I tried a lot of one, actually, like all the custom node masking that are on ComfyUI. And there are a lot of better one, I guess. Like you can do it YOLO or what's the name? No, another one with segments, but this one is great because it's not like separate manually, like find a background, find a foreground, find some different objects. You just tell it, so you can like be more precise and have things that basic model don't do, because they don't have like some AI intelligence to understand what we want to have. Yeah. So for this one, you have the threshold. So it's just gonna be like how certain the model, like percentage of like you have to like follow the prompt and be sure that there are like a right arm. So if I increase it, if it's not sure that they have a right arm in the video, it's not gonna take it. So you have to play with that.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So if I launch it. Actually, I'm gonna also have a preview so you can see before the mask. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How many frames that I have? 5. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna restart it because we don't see the one before the grow mask. But yeah, basically you can see that it do it right. Like there are some blur because we had the grow mask, but it correctly segments the right arm. So there are some potential to this. Just gonna change that. Okay. Yeah, because if I don't change the frame load cap, like don't want to go in another time, so just have to change that.
Yeah. That always gets me too when I'm just like trying to change the control net. I always have to increase or decrease the frame load cap by like 1 frame to get it to actually rerun everything.
Okay, so we have a weird result just because we have image GIF, and maybe the image GIF have some compression or like scale the output, so it don't work, but just have to put it to MP4.
Pretty cool, man.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of slow, so yeah, you can see it's really great masking for an open source model, I think. So what you see here is just the image. So, but if we output the mask, it's gonna be like a black and white thing. So yeah, it just like remove my my I don't know, bracelet. Yeah, generally. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is for the masking. We have choose our mask, either automatic or manual mask. Here we have like a group that is for transforming the mask, because when we want to deal with mask with AI animation, the thing is that if you have a strict mask like this one, but imagine that it's white, it's just that I don't put the right thing. Like when we have a black and white mask, the shape is really like restricted to a low and reduced point. So we don't give a lot of liberty to like the control net and the other part of the workflow. So for bypass that and have better results, I manipulate the mask with this node with really great. You can do a bunch of stuff like expand the mask. So you just like increase the white part. We can like just try it. Can I reduce the frame load cap because it takes too much time?
Someone in Discord someone in Discord asked, is like if you're doing something other than like an arm, because I'm sure you've tested this with a few different things. For that prompt for the automatic masking, you want to describe what you want masked as simply as possible, correct?
Yeah, really, really simple. Like if you like put more than 3 words, you really have issue.
Got
So
that,
yeah, you
cats?
have to brainstorm. You have to brainstorm and think about like how you can describe it the more little as possible. So yeah, it's simple prompt, but you have to think because it's kind of hard to describe something.
Yes,
It's so
for
simple.
sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna just connect the input manual because it's gonna be more fast. Because otherwise, for each test that I'm gonna show, I'm gonna have to like redo the calculation of the model. So just gonna go with the input manual. Also, I done something with the manual mask that basically allow you. It's really simple within that on a lot of workflow to have exactly the same setting from the input video for the mask. So you have all the things connected and with like the same FPS, same skip per frame, all of the things. For that, I use like the video info. You can now, I think it's on update because there are no such thing before. You can like output the video info directly from the node, and you have like the FPS, the frame count, the duration. And so I just, after that, output it as input to the manual mask. And also I use a global variable for the FPS. You can see it just here. Like it's really great to see. Like I use the use everywhere node. I just connect to everything that is a float that corresponds to this kind of input. So all my previous video have the same FPS, and even if I add one, and I have the same FPS if we like put the frame rates as input. Up. You can see, yeah, directly connected. So really fun to have that.
Sick. God. See, man, this is why I try to find so many different people to come on every week, because like, how does one person even know everything that's possible with this, right? Like, we're all going to find different things because we have these different, like, very niche interests that we want to use Comfy for.
Yeah, and if we look at the custom node, there are like 1,000 custom node. So we can really have different workflow for everyone. Like Comfy is really for everyone, I guess. Okay, yeah, so all is connected, so you don't have to worry about those I have the right select every frame, like all is automatic. So we're gonna manipulate a little the mask so you can see what the grow mask do.
Hey, this is probably going to be one of the simpler questions, but what's the option to when you hover over the node, have the connector show like where it's like feeding into, you know, the animated connections?
Yeah, you just have to go on the node. So like you can go on this one, on the one that you want to see if it's connected, and it's gonna like show. But this thing you have to go to the settings for setting that. So if you install this custom node, use everywhere, you on the setting, like there are a bunch of settings. So I don't know where is it because.
Gotcha. Okay, but it comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see here you can anything everywhere show links. So you can choose to have mouse over node. So when you go to the video, you can go to all on, but it's really not good to see. Like
oh wow.
They are beautiful links, but you can't see anything as well. So you just oh no, where it is. Yeah, okay, right, yeah. So mouse over node. Okay.
Everywhere nodes. You got that, guys? All right. Sorry. That was a sidetrack.
Okay. Yeah. So for the transform mask, we have the expand. So if I like reduce it to 0, actually I'm gonna put all the one to 0. And this one we're gonna talk about that because it's the most most interesting. Like even in like After Effects or DaVinci, it's quite difficult to make this thing. I'm gonna explain later, just after that. So expand, just gonna like improve, have a bigger mask, so just like increase it. So you can see it's a little bigger than the one we have here, but it's not the same preview. But I can put it like 250, and you're gonna see that it's really more big. Yeah. So yeah, you see, it's a bigger mask.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the incremental expand, it's on the name, but basically just gonna increase the percentage of expand that we have here at each frame. So at each frame, it's gonna increase the mask. So it's really interesting if you want like to make a thing that grow up. Like if you want to make a flower, like a bouquet of flower, like a lot of flower. And you go with one flower with a mask that it like right like that. So it's one flower, like you can see it's like one flower. And if you put a thing like one, at each frame it's gonna increase a little, so the flower can like growing and dispatch themselves everywhere. So I think it's a great combo with animate diff because the two are really completing each other. So yeah, we're gonna try with that. And also, maybe we can, oh, okay, for this test we don't see it. But we're gonna see later that the mask growing is really interesting because we see the arm at the beginning and it's increased into flower and more flower. It's like a nuclear bomb or something like that. It's increasing a lot. Okay. After that, I don't choose this kind of things. It can be useful, but just don't do it. And blur radius, it's also interesting because it's morph better with the background. So it's not like crispy like that. So we can just increase it and we can see like that. But it reduces the mask. So if you want to use blur radius, you have to have a big expand. Otherwise, it's going to be like a little mask. Okay. So yeah, if you have questions, tell me about it. And you have also fill holes that just don't work well with my test, but you can try it. Yep. Okay. So that's it for the mask. We have the input. We have seen that. The loader is basic. And the custom folder also. Okay, so for the animate diff, it just animate LCM because it works the best from my test. And we have the prompt. So for the prompt, it's a little special because you have the choice. You have the choice either a manual prompt or a get auto describe image prompt. It's a little long, but it just a node that come from here, like here, and I'm gonna explain to you. So you can choose. I just put a node right here. So just if you want the manual prompt, you connect it like that. If you want the auto, you connect it like that. Okay, and the auto, what does the auto prompt? It's gonna use a large language model to describe the image of your IP adapter. So I made the simple like group that I can because a large language model could like be huge in terms of node from what I use. What we have, so we have the large language model loader. We're gonna just load the AI model with a prompt like this thing. You don't have to like touch it. You can, but this one works great. What this prompt does is like describe to the large language model what we want from them. Like ChatGPT, you just tell it, yeah, you have to do this. And so for this one, we just tell it that we feed him an image. Like you can see as input, we send it the IP adapter image. And when it gets it, it's gonna load the model and feed it the prompt that we have here. That's gonna tell you have this image and you have to do some things about it. And we can see that it outputs the image description, like flower or kid. We can see it's a well description, I think. Flower, kid. I don't know a lot of English word, but I think it's the right word.
That looks pretty. That looks pretty good. That looks like a good prompt for the image.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so just for this node, I have put a note right here because you have to install something else. It's not complicated. You have just to install the custom node. And after that, you go to this website with basically an installer for local large language model. Just run a like tiny large language model in your PC. So it's really easy. It's work for Linux, Windows, or Mac. Just install it, and after you install it, you just restart ComfyUI, and it works. So no big deal. Just install the workflow, install the thing. You don't have to like put pass or thing like that. Just install, and it's gonna work. Yeah. I see Annie nod on the chat. I have to test this one too. It looks really great. Yeah. So just interrupt me if you have any question because I talk fast, I guess.
No, man, this is great so far. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So after the load of the large language model, we do some manipulation to the data that we receive from the large language model. So right here, we just have the output, so we can see what the large language model do. And after that, what I'm gonna do is like directly compose the output to the prompt. So we can really like automate the whole process because we're gonna have the pretext, like the text that come at the beginning. This one, if I want to use automatic, I'm gonna like remove all this thing because it's like writed directly and we want to have it automatically. So I remove all the things that I write with my hand and only have a beginning text that I'm gonna have for all of my automatic run because it's what I have on my scene, like end. But I describe only the mask because we only do the diffusion on the mask. We can see here. We only do the diffusion on the end. So we don't have to describe like that we have another end or even the background because we only want to operate on the end. Like what we see here, the other end, don't go through the AI. It just composes it after. It's not part of the animation. Okay, yeah, I was just here. So if we want to use the automatic, this one you can see that's gonna be the pretext. Like we can we set it right here, so we can use it on this group. So I'm gonna go for the auto describe, and I'm gonna just launch. Okay. No, I don't have to do anything. Actually, it's automatic. So just have the model, the image description. Here we like combine the pre-prompt, the pretext that we have here. We like get this one. This one we compose it with this one afterward. Like the prompted one is the prompt that you write with your own hands. After a while, there's a description we made by the IP adapter. We just made together, and I add another concatenation of prompt that is just gonna be the app text. That this word app text, I don't fully understand, but you use it on your workflow, debugs, like pretext, app text.
Yeah. So pretext comes before the base prompt, and then the app text are the descriptors that come at the end of the base prompt. So then wherever your prompt is throughout the workflow, you'll have the same pre and the same app at the, yeah. It stands for appended text. Thank you, Yorotaku.
Append. Nice. Yeah, and so I also combine the output of the pretext and the result of the LLM to another concatenation that's just gonna put the app text to the rest of the prompt. So we have the entire prompt, and we can see the full prompt right here. So I'm gonna launch a run for testing. So I'm gonna try with another image. So we can try different things. I don't know if I have.
And then what is it about the IP2P control net that you like so much that makes that the only one you're using in this?
Yeah, I'm gonna show, I guess. It's just for the IP2P that when we work with mask, we already have some kind of control net because we restrict the AI to some part of the image. So the AI receive already some kind of like conditioning with the mask because she can only like the AI like the model, and I don't know how to talk about this thing. She already know that she can only modify this part. So it's not useful for this kind of workflow where we want to really modify the input. To add a lot of control net, I tried with depth, linear, and things like that. But IP2P is interesting because I don't exactly know how it works because we don't have the outputs. But the conditioning permits to have some kind of movement, transformation, but kind of get the shape of what we send to the control net. Not get the shape, but with more movement and more liberty. Because if we use like depth is great, but it's gonna more follow like the fingers and things like that, and I don't want that.
It gives it the ability to kind of have like a more full transformation and be more influenced by the IP adapter while still maintaining the like general shape.
Yeah, exactly. So with the masking, there are like two conditioning, but this one is not is a basic conditioning. But I don't need another control net because we have the mask. But I guess if we don't use the mask, maybe another control net will be interesting because we on this way we don't have enough control. But like that, it works perfectly. So yeah, so I'm trying with a different image. So the choice of my image is with a black background because the results are really, really better. Maybe Gbugs knows some about that because like a lot of your posts now are black background. Maybe you see what I mean.
That's a completely different conversation for a different time. I think what you got going on right here is perfect for what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically having a black background give me better result because it's more better with the result, and it's more better because we give an input with a black background. Mm-hmm. So I guess it kind of know that it can morph together. Like IP adapter, it's some magical stuff. So just from test, I know that. And if we use an image with like, we take the whole screen, like I don't know, this one, it's just gonna like follow the shape of the end, like really strictly, and don't give like the shape of the flowers or the detail. It's really like just paste the reference to what they have as control net, but with a black background, like the same background as we have elsewhere. It's work really, really better. So if we launch it with this one, I just check that I don't do.
Looking at your image folder there, it looks like you and I have the same Pinterest profile.
yeah, it's from Pinterest. The problem with Pinterest is like we don't find like the name of the artist and things like that. But I want to like give credit and you know like tell that it's from this image, but like really complicated to find some credits on Pinterest. Okay, so we can see that the prompt don't change a lot because it's the same type of flower, but we can see that we have white. So the prompt has got updated. Flower, orchidea, white, there, pink. Yeah, because there are some pink. I chose another flower, I guess, because it's the same, so we don't see a full difference. But we can see some results right here. Okay, so if we try with a different flower, we can see it's go through the large language model. It's kind of sync, the AI sync. Yeah, yeah. You make joke on the chat about the she for the AI. Yeah.
We're getting dangerous. We're getting dangerously close to the movie Her, especially with the LLMs and ChatGPT talking back to us. We're getting there.
Sure. Yeah. So we can see the new description for the IP adapter, like flower, lilac, pinks, petals. So it's really interesting for automate the thing because I really don't like have an IP adapter and have to go through my prompt and modify the prompt based on the IP adapter. So because when you're not English, it's difficult to have the precise word for the IP adapter. So I like to do it like that. So yeah, we can see a difference in the result. Okay. So now that we have the automatic prompt, some basic masking, and yeah, the MP4 video, the custom folder, and things like that, we can try with a specific run. I'm gonna test with like 100 frame. I stick with this resolution because we do another pass after. So with SDXL, so we don't have to worry about the quality of the image. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. For the grow mask, I'm gonna put an expand like to 20. The blur reduces a little, so we have like more, more mask. Like it will be bigger. And I'm gonna have an incremental expander like to 1.3. If I put a lot of frame, I don't want to be too much, because if we have like 500 frame, and this one increase at each frame, at the end it's just gonna like take the whole screen, so you don't want that. But because I do only 100 frame, I'm gonna go with this one, like 1.2. Okay, I'm gonna launch with this one. And as a launch go, because launch is the right word, you can look at this thing. So this thing, I have put a little note right here. But what it's gonna do is, okay, what's problem? Oh yeah, I think I put the frame load cap too high. I'm gonna choose. Yeah, it go beyond my my video. Ah, okay.
the sticky.
Yeah, we need another custom node for that. Maybe. Yeah, so this group is also for automation. Yeah, automation in the world. What it's gonna do, it's have a folder and iterate through the folder. Also, I see on your live research pens that it does something similar for the image. But what's interesting with this one is that after we can use it for like checkpoint, LoRa, all the kind of data that we want to iterate through. So if we want to have a checkpoint that change on each one, we can. If we want a LoRa, we can do it for all the type of data. So it's really interesting because you can like just launch it for the night and don't have to just modify some setting, like reduce the IP adapter, reduce at the end, just put like a range. Like I want it to be modified to 0.2 to 0.9, and just let the random value modify over the night. So it's an interesting process. So for using this, you just have to put a folder with all your image. So for mine, I just have my Pinterest folder. Yeah. That on the folder, we're just gonna have a bunch of image that I want to test. And the combination of this group with this group is really like the winning combo, because as it iterates over the image, it's gonna also describe each image that come to the IP adapter. So you don't have to touch anything, and it's just gonna like modify the prompt, modify the image, and run and run and run and modify at each run. So it's really interesting. So for using it and having your image from your folder iterate, you can just connect the folder image right here on the prep image for ClearVision, like just basically replace the load image manually. With this one, with just your folder, but that increase its index for each run. You can modify some value like the sort, like where the index gonna be and which file is gonna choose, but it don't change a lot of things because we don't like choose. We want it random, so we don't really care. You can see here the current image page, pace, pace that we use. Yeah. And this type of node, we can use it for any type of data. Okay, so yeah, I have a problem for this one. Okay, I guess it's from the. Yeah, okay. So basically, the frame that I choose, I don't do my manual mask correctly because it's really difficult to just choose a n. So we can see on the output that there are some flickering and sometimes the frame disappear. So that's what caused some problem with that. But we can fix it if we just give it more context, so it can go from the beginning and see that the mask augment, the mask increase. Yeah, like that. Yeah, just can look. Yeah, it's some sort of decay. So I guess we have it like that. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Reduce this one, and maybe launch another one. That. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
I'm waiting to see the background part next.
Oh yeah. I forget. It's just a compositing, but it's an important part because when we're gonna go to the other workflow, like 10 minutes, we're gonna use the composite, just use what we receive. And when we see it like that, it's like the style is not good because the style of the flower and the background are some realistic. This one is some kind of anime style, and it's not coherent. So all this workflow gonna just put a style for all these different assets. So all the thing is combined together.
So everything in workflow 1 is 1.5 LCM, and then workflow 2, you tie it all together with XL.
Yeah, XL Turbo.
XL what?
XL Turbo.
Oh, XL Turbo. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
And so we don't have a lot of steps. I do it with I guess 6 or 8. Yeah, 6 or 8. And the only thing that is really big for the VRAM when we use workflow 2 is this control net, because we use XL control net and they are big. And we use also the tile, and tile take a lot of VRAM from my side. So yeah, we're gonna try to disable it after, but okay. So I'm still having some kind of problem. Yeah, so we can see that the image is not interesting because it gets its white here, and it's not interesting as style because we don't have a black background.
Oh, it looks like it looks like it's probably just a frame mismatch between the mask and the actual thing.
Yeah, but I don't exactly know why. Okay,
like
select every frame.
The skipping first frames, is there one somewhere that those are all right?
No. Yeah, we're the same. It's kind of strange. I'm just gonna, I think, just load a video that work with this workflow.
Yeah. We kind of went off the rails just talking about everything on this one. So load back up what you originally had.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, just go right here. Yeah, because I don't know how many time I talk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It takes some time. Nice. Okay. So just gonna load this one, and launching basically frame load cap. Skip for frame, skip 50, and yeah, let's go. Okay, so for this one, it just disabled, but as you have seen on the preview, it worked well. It just a problem of frame, I think, but large language model and switch from the folder work right. Okay, we have the mask. Okay. Yeah, it seems synchronized, so we don't have problem with frame. Okay, if you have any question, you can, because it's run for the moment. So.
Oh man, this is really dope. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, I'm thinking of use cases or like little things to even just like pick out of everything you're doing here to insert into just different things that I want to do. So this is great. That's why I like seeing all of the different things that everyone's doing, because it's like it just helps expand the knowledge of, and you can build on what you're currently doing.
Yeah, because this is why I wanted to share my workflow, my process. Because on my process, it's all like group that you can just pick and put on your workflow. Because you don't use okay, so this one work, we can see that it's better.
Nice.
So we can see that as the time go, the flower became bigger. So this is what is interesting with the grow mask, because we see from the mask that it's becoming bigger and bigger. So this is what makes the flower become big. And also just have this one with basically just like you need this one for making work the custom folder, because ComfyUI is not really friendly with like moving your file outside their folder structure. So you have to go have like a workaround where you put your path and you use this node that's gonna move the file from the ComfyUI folder to your directory that you put on your custom folder at the beginning.
There's also another one that is in the Mikey node pack that I typically use, and all you have to do for that one is in the save where your video comes out, you convert the file name prefix to an input, and the node just plugs in there, and then you just write in what you want the directory folder to be called and any custom text. So it all does the same stuff. It's just different nodes for it.
I can do it just here. I can just connect it here, but I don't like, because sometimes the preview just disappear. So I just it with two different things. Okay, so now that we have some result, it's not perfect. We can improve it, but I guess we have to go to the second workflow, and you can like try that yourself. I'm just gonna point that on the file that I give on the Civitai, you have the asset, and on the asset you can try exactly the same video that I use if you don't have input video for testing. So yeah, you have the input video here, the manual mask, and even some special mask, like experimental one that I use with DaVinci, like with some displays on the mask for like manipulate it more precisely. So you can try with this one if you don't have input video. Okay, so now we're gonna just look at the final part of this workflow with the compose background. So just gonna unmute this node. And what I done here, it's an interesting node from the ComfyUI. No, it's not this one. It's this one. From ComfyUI Essential, we're gonna remove a color from the input that the node receive. So if I launch it like that, okay. You can see that it's kind of composed. We have some like black, and it's not perfect, but we don't have to worry about that, because as we go to the second workflow, we're not gonna see like this kind of little detail that we don't want. I have tried before this one with like other model for remove the background, But for this one, the more precise way of doing it is only with remove a color, because it's basically like a green screen. It's only black. So it's like, it uses less VRAM to do it like that. So it's more interesting. Okay. Yeah, so we are finished for the first workflow, I guess. Just tell me if there's something that I miss, maybe.
No, man, I think look, if there's anything that anyone wants more explanation on, or they need to like see again, this video will be uploaded to YouTube first thing Monday morning for you guys to follow along all over again. And shout out to him for actually putting some notes in the workflow to help guide you guys.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna help. And if you have some issue, just send me a message to Instagram or any social media, and maybe I can help you and improve the workflow. So no problem. Tell me if you have issue. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the second workflow, and if you have something that you want to like see on the first workflow as we go to the second, just tell me on the chat or Jbox, tell me and go by. Okay, so this is the second workflow. As I said on the beginning, I guess I'm working like this one is based on other workflow from Similarly. We do a really great job like with SDXL. And so I put his social media link here, and I do some modification to it, like to the organization, the output folder, the frame rate for all the things, some more preview and more settings, and yeah. But the base workflow comes from Similarly, so big shout out to him. For this one, we're gonna use SDXL Turbo. You can have all the node that I use for this workflow right here. You can use a GFA1 checkpoint if you want. But from my test, I only test with Turbo, so maybe Turbo will be the best if you want to try it. I'm using Dreamshaper XL 21 Turbo that you can find on Civitai, and the fix FP says with basically just VAE, but with lower memory use, as they said right here. We put the prompt directly in the efficient loader for this one, just for some space, and it's clear like that. We don't have to do any manipulation to the prompt like the other one. We also use for this one the magic node, anything everywhere that we use from the first workflow that connects all the things that we need directly, like the VAE is directly connected. So if you have a problem with the workflow and you see that something is not connected, it's normal. It's really normal. Okay. So yeah, we have the prompt right here and the model. For the prompt, because we want to use the power of SDXL, we really want to describe some kind of texture. This prompt, I just reuse the one from Similarly, but we can try with a lot of one. Just that all painting work really well with SDXL. You can put also negative prompts like normal stuff.
Have you tried this second half with IP adapters as well, or do you just prefer the prompting?
Yeah, this one also have IP adapter. It's right here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's because IP adapter with SDXL is really interesting. I think it's like really working different. Like the texture is the image result is less like this. What is the name for
so when like the difference I see between 1.5 and XL in Animate Diff is like 1.5 comes out kind of like very shiny and glossy kind of and very smooth, and then XL feels very almost like dry and like textury, right?
Yeah,
like it almost feels like you can like touch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the word that I was searching. Yeah, for all painting, like you said, it's exactly the kind of texture that work well, because the word that you say is exactly that, like some more texture, more crisp, more sharpness. So yeah, just try with texture that have some kind of like sharpness and crispy in it. Okay, so no, it's not the good workflow. So for this one, we have a basic load video input. So we're gonna load from this process the output from the first workflow. So we have the composition, like the background, the end, and the flower. Right here we have the control net. So I put the link because the SDXL control net are sometimes difficult to find. For the setting, we use tile, def, and canny. Tile help with like having more detail and I guess more high quality. I don't know, like gbooks, what's your experience about tile if you use it?
So my Excel one, I usually use temporal net and depth, but because
Okay.
I try to keep the VRAM as low as possible, and I get really good results with those two. But this is an interesting combination that I think I might try to use because still, after all this time trying to wrangle in the flickering on Excel.
Yeah, yeah. You can try with different one, like the one that gbooks tell about. For this one, if you have a lot of VRAM, just try with this one, and if you don't, you can try with different technique. I guess it's also gonna work. We have the animate GIF, so basically we have to reduce the context length because of the difference of the model. So just put it to 8. It's the only difference of the other.
And I notice it's important to call out that the animate diff model you're using is the Hotshot XL temporal layers, not regular Hotshot. The temporal layers is the one you want to use if you're doing animate diff with XL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't try the other, so yeah, great chips. Because it's like train basic for why it's better. Do you know?
I don't know. It just works better with the animation.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff, I guess, that we use. Just test and we will see. Yeah, so the control net, you can increase the resolution because I know that if your video have like big resolution, increase the resolution, you're gonna have better control net, but it's really like low data stuff. Just see a minor change, but it could be interesting to increase the resolution of the control net if you want a really precise result. For the IP adapter, we use the weight type strong steel transfer. For my test, don't work very well with 1.5, but really interesting with Excel model. And we load our image here, just here. Right here we have the first pass with just a node for the thing that I talked already on the first workflow. We do it with only 8 step and a CFG of 2 because it's a turbo model. That's the way of saying it, I guess. And for the sampler, we just use this one because it's not turbo is not exactly like LCM. So we used to have you have to use the regular sampler. And we can try to launch. It's gonna take more time, I guess, but can launch it right now. So go like keep some steps. Wait.
And then the resolution you're running this at is 576 by 1024.
Okay. Yeah. It's the one that works well for me for SDXL because it trained on different resolution, the model. So we have the first pass, and right here we have a really interesting node that comes from also Simon Lee, so big shout out. Like it's not him that made it, but I don't know this node before his workflow. So what it's gonna do, this node, it's basically just get the colors and colorimetry of the image that you use for your IP adapter, and so the image that's gonna is the style of your result because you use IP adapter with a lot of weight type, like a strong IP adapter. So this is not gonna increase the style because it's gonna get the color from the load image and paste it to the result. So the result is more coherent with the style of the image because the colors match, like the node said it. We have different methods. This one works great. Yeah, so this workflow take more time. I don't have the time right now, but for like 35 frame, I'm on a 4090 GPU. It's gonna take maybe like 1 minute 30, I guess.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. So my XL workflow actually uses Lightning, SDXL
Oh, okay.
Lightning. So but the only bad thing there, and I'm gonna actually take some stuff from this and try it in my SDXL workflow as far as like the turbo goes and your settings for the turbo, because the only downside to the Lightning is there's only really one model that works good with the workflow. So it's really limited. That model can do a lot of different things. It's the Dynavision XL, but any other model I try to load into it is just like it looks so bad. So definitely gonna pick and choose a few things from here and test it out.
Yeah. Okay. It's the objective. It's a point. If you can like get some group and put it on your workflow, I will be happy to see some results. Yeah. So it takes more time than I think, like 5 minutes. So yeah, it's a lot. So maybe I will try with Lightning, like you said, and maybe do a second version for this workflow.
Yeah, and I can share
Here we have
the Lightning
also.
settings with you.
Oh, thanks. We have the basic preview, so with us color match, with color match, and also some tips. If some of you don't know, because I just found it like maybe a month ago, you know this parameter, the CRF. Like if you don't do a lot of video stuff, maybe you don't know what is it. So when you use the format MP4, you can like choose a percentage of compression of your video. So if you have your this parameter, the CF, to a high number, the video gonna be a lot compressed. But if you reduce it, you're gonna have a better detail, but a file that's gonna be bigger. So when I do preview and things like that, I keep the CRF low, but actually it don't change anything because I don't save the output. But when I want to save with MP4, I change the CRF to like low level. So I'm not frustrated with the result, and I think I can have the best detail that I can. And if you really want like the best quality, Gbooks, I see that from your workflow, but it's obvious you use a ProRes because
Yes.
like it's a big file, but
Everything
the,
everything at every part of the process, the video comes out ProRes. When I run it through Topaz, it comes out ProRes. When I export from Premiere, it comes out ProRes. Everything is ProRes, and everyone always asks how it's so crispy on Instagram. That is why, because it is all ProRes. Also, let me just call out real quick because I know a lot of you guys aren't working with 24 gigs of VRAM. Some of you guys are on 8 gigs of VRAM. For this second part that he's doing, where he's using XL to tie it all together, you guys could take the output video from the first part of the workflow and run it through a 1.5 workflow. And just like, it's just the idea of using the composition that you got from everything you did in the first half as the new input video, putting that into a brand new, just straight video to video workflow, and then letting Animate Diff do its thing and tie it all together. That's like the high level overarching point of all this. He's just choosing to use XL, which I definitely appreciate because not a lot of people are using it. And the result, look at the result. That looks dope. And it looks like not something you see all the time, but you could totally do it with 1.5 to tie it all together.
Yeah, but if you want to, maybe I'm gonna do an update with 1.5 LCM for this one, because the setting for the IP adapter is really important. Also, I guess it's not only animate GIF, because IP adapter gonna like really make all the things coherent to a specific style. So always have an IP adapter ready to go. Yes. So you can see the difference from the two. So the two preview we have on the left, the preview with those color match. So is a node that I just talked like 2 minutes ago. That give a better colorimetry. You don't know, colorimetry is a word in English, I guess. Colorimetry.
That looks so dope, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just basically get the color from this one and try to have it like better for the result. We can see like the shadows and another thing is really better because I guess it gets some shadow from here and apply it, and for this one it just don't give a shit. I guess you just
Hey man,
okay.
Spence said it looks amazing. So you got the nod from the man.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, for Spence. Yeah. So we have the second pass running. So I'm feeding to the second pass the result with the color match. But if you prefer this one, you can just definitely connect to the second pass the result directly from the VAA decode. So without color match. Yeah. And also, I'm gonna show you like the custom folder that we have. So you can see that I think it's really interesting to export our output outside ComfyUI, because if you want to like use AI with other team and really make something professional, it could be really better. So I export all my outputs on the Civitai iStream AI render. We can see it like here. And all the results are here. We can see, AI render, second pass, and it's on Civitai iStream, render, second pass, and we have all the results here with a PNG file for loading the workflow. So outside ComfyUI. It's maybe a basic thing, but for me it was really game changing to just output like that. Yeah. Okay, so as this thing run, I guess we can maybe take a look at some feature that I can add to this one. So like in live, so it's more fun. So I was talking before about like having a big automated workflow. So what we can modify with automation, it's, for example, the strength of the control net. Like sometimes we just play with it, like increase at 0.1, decrease. It's kind of boring from my side. So what I do is convert the strength as input, and I'm gonna use a node who's gonna like just have a random float. So what is a float, if you guys don't know? It's just a value with decimal. So because the control net only accepts float for the strength, and we call it float because like for the computer we also have the type int. We just for like integer. So in English it makes sense. It's integer. Yeah, because in French it doesn't make sense usually. Yeah. So we can like put the range like from where to from a number to another number that we want to have random. So if I know that from some of my tests I want only to test the strength from like 0.4 to 0.8, because if I put it too high, the control net gonna take more place, and if I put it low, it's not gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna change the minimum value and the max value, like 0.5 and 0.8. And no, not like that. And we just have to connect the result. So at each run, it's gonna have a new seed because we can see like control after generate randomize. So at each run, it's gonna select a value between 0.5 and 0.8. You can increase the decimal place right here. So basically, it's just gonna also have number that's like 0.5 and things like that, because if you don't increase this one, you're only gonna have a value from this node that like output, like 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, like yeah. So you can use this one, and when this thing is finished, maybe we can just give it a fast run, so you can see that it's great. So I use the show any from ComfyUI easy use just to show value that I want to see, because when you want to like debug your workflow and see what value come from some place, you have to find show string or show integer value, like having a node that shows a specific type. So I think it's kind of difficult because you don't exactly know what you want to show, and it just not practical. So this node is really useful if you just want to show any value for debugging. So it's really interesting. So we have now an automation for the control net that is set up that we're gonna run after this one finish. You can now add an automation for like the checkpoints, and also one thing that is really interesting, but I don't use a lot, is an automation also for LoRa. Like if you use LoRa, you know that you have to have some trigger word that you have to put to the prompt. But the trigger word, you have to like go to the site, find the trigger word. Sometimes the name of the LoRa model is not exactly the same as on Civitai, so you have to like check, and it takes some time. So we can add a node. I don't know exactly the name. I have it on. I'm just gonna load my other workflow. I'm gonna have a node that basically just gonna fetch the get the trigger word from the website that has the model and put it directly in your prompt, so you don't have to find it, and you can like run automate workflow that's gonna have the correct tag. But maybe it's not perfect because sometimes you just want one tag or two tag, or like not all the tag word for the LoRa, but it's work well with all the tags, so I just use it like that. So I'm gonna show you. It's right here. You see this node. So this node gonna like get the tag and put it. We can see this one is a tag, and he puts it to the prompt. So I'm gonna add it to the workflow. Tell me if I'm not clear about that, because it's a little special.
I didn't know that existed. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think to find a lot of node, I just go to the install custom node and just scroll down and find a name interesting and test it. Yeah. So I'm gonna add a LoRa stack for that. So just this one, like you can use anything. You can also like just transform the widget to input, but I want to keep this LoRa, so I'm gonna add a stack. Oh yeah, no, this is not what I'm showing. If I want to do that, I'm gonna show you like how you can iterate through your LoRa folder and put your model. But I was talking about the auto tagger, so I'm gonna do the two actually. To load your LoRa with the same way as we do it with the IP adapter, we're gonna use as input the LoRa name, because we want to put an automate workflow that's gonna give your name of your LoRa at each run, a new name of LoRa. So you have to give it to input. And I'm just gonna like cheat and look at my workflow I have here, because we need to do some just conversion. So basically, it's the same setup to the IP adapter. We load the directory. I'm gonna take it. We can like Civitai and just like that. Like the node that I showed you earlier, you can just click on Civitai and have a group, and click on, like double click on it and just LoRa here. Okay, so we load the LoRa directory. So my LoRa directory is this one. Like you just take the LoRa directory from your ComfyUI installation. No, this one is for the checkpoint. I take the wrong one. It's this one. Okay, so I load the LoRa, and I have just some subfolder, but you can just go to your LoRa if you don't have subfolder specifically for 1.5 and other one. And when I'm in it, I just do some basic string manipulation to like change the name of the LoRa because I have subfolder. I have to do it manually. But for you, if you don't have subfolder, you just have to connect the current file to this node. So basically, this node gonna output the path of your LoRa, and you want to like convert it to a string because this one like sort with. It's not exactly like you can't connect directly the current file to the LoRa, as you can see. So you have to use a node that converts it. And so you use the current file, you convert it to a format that the LoRa accepts. You can see here that here's the path that it selects. So at each run, it's gonna choose another one. We can connect the node to the LoRa name, and now when we're gonna draw a run, it's gonna just select the LoRa that we have on the directory that just chose automatically. And after that, we can have the auto tagger that gonna like tag each LoRa that comes for each run automatically. Add it to the prompt like we did here.
Hell yeah! So you guys could just keep this running overnight, wake up, and boom. You have a whole bunch. If there's one thing I've noticed with all the guys that I have talked to and have met that are doing stuff at a really high level, it is that iteration, like the speed you're able to iterate is extremely important. And the more you can iterate and the more that you can automate that, the quicker you can get to the good result rather than if you're just sitting there and clicking through everything manually. And that's like half of the magic sauce with everything we're doing here with the AI is just the speed that we can iterate over what we used to do with traditional 2D VFX or 3D. It just lets us like fail faster so we can get to the success quicker. What Pers said. Shout out to Pers in the chat. He said fail fast and fail often.
Yeah. Hey, Pers. And yeah, that's the thing because I want to do that because I don't understand because that a lot of people do that because AI basically it's for having some automation. It's like the AI do some part of the work. So why don't we just like use it a lot? Like when we do ComfyUI and do test by test, we work like 3D artists or other artists because we do all manually. We just modify each parameter at each time. And the time that it gets and we can do with other way. Okay, so we have the result from the second pass. It don't change a lot, but it changed a lot actually. You can see it improves the resolution, delete some like blurriness, and have it more crispy. And the ultimate pace, so the second pass, it's just gonna upscale to 1.5 the output from the first pass with as a resolution, like Gbooks said earlier, as 1024 and 576. Yeah, I do it right. And so it's upscale, so it can like increase the resolution. Because if we don't upscale the resolution for a second pass, it's not gonna change a lot because I guess we don't give enough like space and pixel to change the things. Like it's just gonna do like we give it more liberty when we increase the scale because there's more space to change what have been already changed. And the ultimate part is a basic upscale. So we use a upscaler model. The model I put it right here, but you can try other one. Yeah, I just put the wrong resolution.
Hey, real quick, okay, what was the node called that grabbed the LoRa trigger words for you?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm gonna show. It's I have a basic setup here. I guess I'm gonna also drop this setup because it's more of a big automation workflow. Like you can have the LoRa automation, the checkpoint automation. You have also the basic thing with the LLM and the IP adapter. And you have the auto tagger from LoRa with just right here. So the node is load LoRa with tags. And you have the big node, like we only use one node from this custom node that basically take as input an optional prompt, but you not like it's optional. It's just that I want to be automatic. So what is not gonna get the LoRa auto tagger? It's gonna get like the pretext, the thing that we talk about. It's gonna get it, put the trigger word after it. So for this one, it's flower, but I guess I could run it.
Cool, man. So Twitch chat, Eminence Noir, you got that? And if you want to grab those before he uploads this workflow, you can just go ahead and rewatch that part of the video to see what the nodes were called. So, boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload this one after because it's not on the Civitai for the moment because I wanted to do it live, but I kind of cheat for the moment. Yeah, so we can see that the model change, the model that has been fed give to the efficient loader has been different because we use the folder from the Yvann.Mp4 and iterate through it and choose another model because the index, you can see, has increased because this index increased at each run, so it selects another model. So for this one, we have this model. I don't know this model, but it's on my folder. It's a LoRa, so it's a perfect example because what this LoRa does, there are no it's not right on the model. What is a style or thing like that? So finding a Civitai and what is a trigger word could be difficult. So with these things, we can see that it gets the LoRa auto tagger. So it don't fit perfect with the prompt, but I guess you just have to adapt. If you want the LoRa to be at the end because it don't have more sense to put it after your pretext, but you can just made with beautiful end. And if you just put a comma, you're gonna have the LoRa tag after, and it makes sense. You just have to have a pretext that have a sense to use with the rest. Okay, so we have the result from the LoRa auto tagger right here with the optional prompt. You have to feed it the model, so the efficient loader, and feed it to the animate diff. And we have the result of the LoRa. And if you want to have the IP adapter automation with the LoRa also, you can combine all these strings because at the end, it's just string manipulation. We have an input from the large language model who describes the image. We have a tag from this node who output also a string. And we have also the prompt with a string. So we just have to merge them together and we have a full prompt with all the automation. So if you want to do that, we can just here we have the pretext, we have a comma, we have that. So I guess I can just get this one. We're gonna have just rewrote because it's simple. Like that. Up. So this node is the output from the large language model which describes the IP adapter. We can have it here, and we're gonna have another concatenation. So we can just look at string concatenate, for example. There are a bunch of it will do the job. Gonna convert A and B to output. So basically, it just the first string, the second string, and it merge them together. But no, I'm gonna take this one because this one has a separator, like a comma, to difference the different string. So it's more easy. So we have the output right here. So we have the LoRa and the pre-prompt. We connect it to the first one, and we want to add the result from the large language model which describes the IP adapter to the after all of this prompt. So we just connect it right here with a separator of a comma, so we don't have word that is mixed together. And we connect the prompt to the Clips text encode. And the clip text encode is connected to the prompt. So if we launch it, we're gonna see if I don't miss something. Okay, so it's load the model. Yeah, I talk a lot, so yeah, tell me if.
No, it's all good, man. I
something.
have a feeling a lot of people are gonna go back and watch this video on YouTube because there is a lot that we've went over in the past 90 minutes that I think a lot of people could really use to not just like play with what you've created here, but also amplify what they're already doing.
Yeah, sure. And all of the feature is on specific group, so I think it's really easy to like just grab this one and put it like if you look, you just have like one connection that is really important. So it's really easy to implement in other workflow. So yeah, we have launched another one, and we can see with our string manipulation that we have all we wanted. We just have an extra comma here because we have this one, and we just have to delete it. So we have the beautiful end. If like we see all the part, we have the beautiful end from the prompt. This part has been sent to the LoRa. The LoRa has been given the tags after to the prompt concatenation. So the tag for this one is Cyberpunk AI Neon. We can see that is the right tag by looking at the LoRa, and we see that the LoRa, I guess it's the right because Cyberpunk AI LoRa and have tag that tells Cyberpunk AI. I think it's the right output. Yeah, so we have the tags. So the tag for the LoRa is Cyberpunk AI Neon. And after that, with the other prompt concatenation that we do, we get the IP adapter and just put it after everything. So we have pink flower, orchidea, petal, who is basically with the output from the LLM. So for this setup is not a good prompt because I do it fast, but you can like really like make a good pretext that gonna like be general. Like you have to have a general pretext because you're gonna have different automated prompt after. So you have to be sure that is general. So it's work with all the different style and tag from the LoRa. So and after that you have the full prompt and it's fed right here and send. Yeah. The result is not very different because we don't have tried to make something beautiful, just something technical. But you can really have great result.
Man, dude, I think you have given everyone a lot here. Like you crammed a lot into this workflow, and I really appreciate how you went and you put it together into the different groups so that people could copy and paste specific sections into their workflows if they want, and just kind of like look at everything you've done here. Yeah, man, this is crazy. And it's cool because like the way you're masking and compositing here is different than the way that PERS was masking and compositing. And it's just cool to see that it just goes to show you that there's like no one way to do any of this. There are multiple ways to get to similar but different results. And dude, it's so dope. It's so dope.
Yeah, IP touché. Just yeah.
Yeah, no, go on.
Tell me. Just wanted to make a shout out to all the developer that make the custom node, because we talk about the people that make like the workflow, and it's important, but really the custom node is really great. And like for example this node, I just it's not working like the way I want, so I just ask to the developer and it's help really quickly. Like I think we have really to work with the developer, like the one we use the workflow, because they can improve the feature, we can test it, and it's like really great for open source to have all tied together, all of the skills together, because ComfyUI is really for creative developer and you can do what you want with it. So if we work together, it's better.
Man, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I was at the ComfyUI conference last week, I made sure that for all of those developers I met, the guys that are making the nodes, I went up to each one of them and let them know, like, listen, if no one else tells you guys, just know that we, the people that are like really using this, we appreciate you guys, because on their end, and I asked them too, a lot of these guys, they're so busy writing the code and making these things that they don't actually get to intake all of the incredible stuff that people are making with the things they're coding. And when they get any type of feedback, it's usually people committing issues to GitHub, right? So it's all just like, this is broken, this should work, why doesn't this work? It's just like, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. It's up to us as the people that are using this stuff and making it that we got to let them know they're appreciated. And these guys are in Discord channels, they're in places like Banadoko, which is like Animate Diff Central. They're in the channels, but you kind of got to go find them. But it's important that we let them know that, you know, we appreciate the stuff they're doing, because without these guys writing the code and making these nodes, we're not able to build any of this cool stuff. And a lot of careers that have spawned in the past 12 months are gone.
Yes. And even it's like, if it's like you're just writing issue and talk about feature on their like GitHub, like from a dev side, it's all great, because testing the program is like the node and things like that. It's a big part of the job. So if the user that use it like do some review, it's like everything works so smooth if we do it like that, I guess. Yeah.
Man, so Yvann, before we wrap it up here, dude, let everyone know what you're up to outside of what they just saw, what you got going on, and where, like, what the main platforms they can find you on.
Yeah, sure. Mostly on Instagram. I think I have put the link on the Civitai profile. And yeah, mostly Instagram, maybe YouTube. Yeah, I do some tutorials, so maybe I'm gonna start the ComfyUI tutorial. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it, because in live I can do it, so I can maybe make some tutorial. And also for the workflow, I made a specific workflow for basically each video that I made. So I think I'm gonna share more workflow as the time go by, because I like doing workflow. I think it's the computer science side that I like from my study. And also I work, like I said at the beginning, with a team called Mago. On Mago also we have Alex from the, maybe you know Alex, he's the creator of Word Fusion, who basically is what was here before Animate GIF and ComfyUI. And so yeah, we try to make some new interface and so new tool for the video and AI animation. And we have Alex, and we do all the stuff in Paris together with a team. And so I guess we're gonna develop something, and maybe we can share it when it's the time. Oh yeah, mostly making workflow. You can follow me on Instagram or even YouTube, because I think I'm gonna make some tutorial after. And yeah, just that.
Right on. Well, guys, if you are not following Yvann on Instagram, you can go and check out our Instagram post or our Twitter post from today, or the Instagram post from yesterday, and you can find his profile linked on there. All of his social links will be in the description of this video when it hits YouTube first thing Monday morning. Man, Yvann, dude, can't thank you enough. That was an absolute masterclass. Like, yeah, that was a masterclass, man. And I'm really stoked that we were able to have you come on. I hope your following continues to grow, because you deserve it. And yeah, man, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for everyone. Like for all the kind word on the chat, I see, and yeah, it's very great. And don't forget, if you have an issue, reach me on Instagram. If you have issue with the node, you can like talk with the dev of the custom node. I think they will be happy. So yeah, thanks everyone, and think good night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, so look, Twitch, before we sign off here real quick, Monday morning we will be back with a very special office hours. Ali is going to be interviewing the creators of the Juggernaut model. And I think those guys got some special stuff they want to talk about. So make sure you catch that first thing Monday morning at the regular time, I believe, that Ali's office hours happen. He is going to be doing that interview. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. And then on Tuesday, Maddie and myself are going to be doing the very first Civitai Twitter Spaces. You don't want to miss that. It might be a little janky because it's our first time doing it on Spaces, and I got a little setup going that I'm going to test out for the first time. So please, please, please come and hang out with us on Twitter Spaces so we can feature and talk about some of your guys' work. That is the entire point of the Twitter thing. We want to showcase stuff from the community and bring you guys on stage to talk about the cool stuff that you guys are doing. So with that being said, Yvann, sir, thank you. You are a legend, and we will definitely get you back here because I'm sure in another month or so, you're going to be like doing some other crazy stuff already. So we're going to circle back with you. We're going to circle back with all of our previous guests. The Twitter space, guys, the Twitter space, unfortunately, there's no replay, or maybe Twitter saves it, but it's not like a webcam thing. It's like how Clubhouse used to be. If any of you guys used to use Clubhouse, during like the big NFT boom, when Clubhouse was big on iPhones, it's mainly a voice chat thing with like host, a stage, and then we bring people on the stage to also talk to us. So it's not going to be saved and reposted on YouTube. The Twitter Spaces thing is going to be something you really have to come to if you want to be a part of it. Yeah, man, boom. Civitai.com. My name is Tyler. This is Yvann.Mp4. This was a Civitai guest creator session. This will be uploaded to YouTube first thing Monday morning, and we will be back Monday morning with Ali interviewing the Juggernaut creators. That's the last time I'm going to say it all. Twitch, we appreciate you guys. Good night. Hope you guys learned something. Go download the workflow. It's pinned in the Twitch chat. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye. Thanks everyone.
Boom. And then